Namaste.
Welcome to Impact Travelogue by Harmony Inc. At Impact Travelogue, we bring stories of change makers at the grassroots who are solving for sustainability challenges and also impact leaders who are building capacities at not only civil society organization level but
Also, the India Inc.
we have one such leader with us, Mr. Shankar Venkateswaran, who's operating partner and head ESG at eCube Investment Advisory Private Limited. Thank you, Shankar, for joining us in this conversation. And finally, Shankar, when a company starts its sustainability journey, what in your view would be the baby steps that a company should take, especially India
Yeah.
incorporation?
So the first step I think is really that you need to understand what is material for your business. I don't think enough companies spend enough time trying to understand that. So by again I talked about materiality just a little while ago, but let's take it as an example. Now, so as I said, arguably, would you be making the same investments if you're a service company in CSR versus a manufacturing company? I would say for a manufacturing company, you have to. You have no option. For this, it is compliance. So it's not. So it's not material. So you need to figure out what you need to do because you're either having a negative impact on society or the environment, or it is part of the way you need to or that's going to come back and impact your profitability. So that's how materiality is defined. So you can't be just picking up everything and anything and say I want to do this. It's just because it's a fad. Climate change. Now climate change is particularly important again for many manufacturing industries. But how much of a factor is climate change? How material is it for a service company? Is a matter of determination. So arguably, for a company so for example, a service company that deals a lot with data and data centers and stuff like that, yes, that becomes a big part of it becomes material. But otherwise, is it material? Probably not.
Financial institutions like banks and NBFC, do you see?
So with banks, yeah, I honestly, for a bank, to me, what is material is not for example, its own CO2 emissions, but the CO2 emissions of its portfolio, or what we call in the jargon the scope 3 emissions, right? Now, I've seen enough banks who are just sort of saying, no, we want to make sure our climate change impact is in our business is zero. And he's saying, that's so non-material. Why do you want to waste your time on that? Invest your time in what's happening in your portfolio. Is your processes right? Are you making the right kind of investments based on an assessment of the sustainability of your investee? That's more material than this. So I think so I would say first figure out which are the set of things, the 5 or 6 things you're going to focus on, because that your business impacts deeply, or your business is impacted deeply by that. Pick those 4 or 5 environmental and social issues and then focus on that, and then drive that down to a point where you can actually say, yeah, this is something that we've achieved, set targets for it, and get there. So to me, that just determining materiality is the first step. It's a complex process of determining materiality, but there are easier ways that you can do to start. You talked about baby steps. The baby step is, okay, I'm a company, I'm a steel company, or I'm a automotive company. I'm sort of engaging in this process for the first time. I've never done it before. I want to take a baby step. So if you're an automotive company, the first thing you would do is see what the other automotive companies globally are doing and say, okay, if they think this is important, chances are that it's important for me. So do that. That's a baby step. But when you sort of get serious about it, then you need to determine what your own materiality, not just go by what your peer is saying. So to me, the baby step is look at peers, but the real step is do your own. Engage with your own stakeholders, engage within your own company to understand what are the big issues. Set yourself your own targets. Don't go by a target somebody else is setting. Set your own. So I think that's the next big step that you need to do. Baby step, at least do this. At least understand what you need to focus on and then get serious about that.